Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. This is the preview of West Ham's 12th home game of the 21-22 Premier League season, where we host Watford at the London Stadium Tuesday night, live on BT Sport 3 with that 7:45 kickoff, so we're live under the lights. Really looking forward to that. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the icon that's up here, along with Admiral and Umbro Clout and Blue track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I'll be sending directly on to Iron Supporting Food Banks, the charity in the Newham area that are helping those in the Newham area that are reliant on food banks. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice shirt. Depending on what you're purchasing, you'll be saving between 5 and 15 quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those in our spiritual home that are less fortunate than you and I. So as always, let's talk about the officials for this game. The referee is Martin Atkinson. His assistants are Lee Betts and Richard West. The fourth official is Simon Hooper. Once again on VAR we have the tyrant Paul Tierney, who if I remember correctly, was on VAR for our Leeds Cup game, and his assistant is James Mannering. As most of us will know, Watford sacked Claudio Ranieri a few days into the winter break window, and after the loss of Norwich, and as a result, appointed former Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Fulham, and England manager Roy Hodgson. On our last 5 home Premier League games against Watford, we normally say 6, but they've only been back in the Premier League since the 15-16 season. We've played them 5 times, we've won 3, and we've drawn none, and we've lost 2. They played Burnley away last night, where it ended a predictable 0-0. It's always a fire and ice type performance from these two whenever they meet, and last night there's no difference. As a result, they are 1 point away and have a game in hand over Norwich, who is currently 17th in the table. Earlier this season, we beat Watford at Vicarage Road 4-1 after Boxing Day, just after Boxing Day, despite conceding a 4th-minute goal from Dennis. We'll talk about more on him in a minute. With goals from Soucek and Benrahma in the first half, Noble scored a penalty in the second half, and a last-ditch first Premier League goal for Nikola Vlasic, which was basically right on the 90th minute. Their away form so far this season shows they've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 6, scoring 12 goals but conceding 15, leading to an away goal difference of just -3, and they are yet to win in their last 5 away games with an average points per game of 0.8. And Roy Hodgson made reference to this in the post-match interview after the Burnley game, saying, when you're under a point per game, you've got to be playing catch up with the rest of the league, and he's absolutely spot on with that. On average per game, they've scored 1.2 goals and conceded 1.5 goals per game. Their match goals average shows an average of 2.7 goals. They've kept just over 2 clean sheets so far this season away from home, and have failed to score 50% of all their away games. Their average away possession is 43%, hence them being in the position that they are. They've taken an average of 12.5 shots per game. 12.56 shots, I should say, per game. Not that 6 makes much of a difference. And they have a conversion rate of just 11% on average. Now, on average, they've committed 14.44 average fouls per game and have conceded an average of 9.11 fouls per game. Watford use either the 4-2-3-1 or a few variances on the 4-4-2 away from home, and on their trips away in London they've lost just by 1 goal, and even when they've had Chelsea and Spurs at home as well, it's always been a 2-1 or they've lost a 1-0. You know, so there's a very good chance that this will be a close game again. Their style of play is that they like to play with width, attacking down the right-hand side, long balls, creating and taking a lot of shots, but not converting them really, as we've just discussed. Attempting crosses often. They play with an aggressive style, playing in their own half, and especially under a new manager, they're not afraid to rotate their starting 11. They're very strong at counter-attacks and aerial duels, but are weak at keeping possession, as we just talked about earlier, with their possession average rate, avoiding fouls and dangerous areas. They're bad at defending set pieces and against through ball attacks, avoiding individual errors, and are very weak at defending against skillful players. Now, this will be a very, very typical Hodgson-type performance, a straight back four, defending well and not giving us much to work with when we're on the attack, as they did against Burnley. They were all over Burnley for a lot of the game, and Burnley were all over them for a lot of the game. So it's going to, again, I can see this game going down to a slim goal difference. I really can. Their highest goal scorer and assister away from home is Dennis, with 4 goals and 2 assists in all away games. He likes a yellow card too. He didn't play for the Burnley game as he was serving a 1-match suspension from 2 yellows, so he should be back for this fixture. PremierInjuries.com show long-term injuries to Nkolo, I think you pronounce it, with a thigh injury, and he's due to be back in mid-March. Bar with a ankle or foot injury, and will be back in 2 weeks' time. And Atibo is 25% chance of returning to this fixture due to his thigh injury. Now, players to look out for, I'm sure Dennis will be involved. So it's him, it's Joe Pedro, who was looking very dangerous against Burnley last night, but just couldn't score. Josh King, Ishmael Har, Cathcart, Kamara, you name it. We need to keep an eye out for them, because they do have a lot of tricky players and will be very, very tricky to break down in certain guises. But at the same point, we should play a lot better than we did at the weekend, that's for sure. Now, turning to you guys, over the last 4 weeks, 6,700 people have watched this channel, and it's fantastic. But just over 2,200 of those viewers are unsubscribed. So if you haven't already done so and you're enjoying the channel, then by all means, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We are, at the time of this recording, 54 subscribers away from hitting 2,100. So guys, come on, I know you're out there. Let's crack this on with this target and get this done as soon as possible. I know you're there, and I know you're enjoying it, regardless of the trolls. And there's new people coming in all the time, so by all means, if you're enjoying it, please do subscribe. Now, turning to West Ham, we had a shocking FA Cup performance against Kidderminster yesterday, and we just scraped through with added time goals from Declan Rice on the 91st minute and Jared Bowen on the 121st minute, after conceding an 18 minutes due to a very, very poor spacing and no communication. That's basically what it is. But, however, taking absolutely nothing away from Kidderminster Harriers. They were unbelievable. They were fantastic, and I tweeted some of the players last night and earlier today as well, saying, how fantastic they were. Really, really, really deserved it. Are we all now secret Harriers fans? I think we are, to be honest with you. Diop, Yarmolenko, Fredericks, Krau, they were just not good enough. They were poor. I know I said Yarmolenko did some good things, but he didn't overall. And likewise with Fredericks, there were some good things he did, but in general, those 4 are not good enough. And I can't believe David Moyes can't figure out that there's better players out there than those 4. Really is bad. But anyway, we'll talk about that for another time. We've drawn today, Southampton away in the 5th round, so let's keep an eye out on this in the coming days. Now, the games will be of the week starting the 2nd of March, even though so that's not that far away. That's only 4 weeks from now. So hopefully everything goes well. We should be able to do the watch along for that, and as I say, I'll keep you guys updated with that. But Southampton away, very, very happy with that. Would have preferred the home game. As always, we always want to have a home game, but Southampton, we've got a good record against them, but it's the FA Cup, anything's possible. Now, Zuma picked up a knee injury late in the Kidderminster game, but Moyes seems to feel he's okay, so I'm hoping he'll be back for the starting 11. Fabianski is still 50% chance of returning from illness. Antonio is 75% chance of returning after coming back from the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, this really, really divides people in terms of Areola, because a lot of people said he was shit in that game, and bar the 1 goal, I think he did pretty well. To be fair, he's working with scraps. Not enough communication, as I said. So let's talk about the starting 11. So this is the starting 11 I reckon we'll see on Tuesday night. Areola in goal, with a back 4 of Soufal, Dawson, Zuma and Creswell. Soucek and Rice in the defensive midfield positions, with Bowen, Fornals and Benrahma in midfield, supporting Antonio up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. As always, put your comments in the comments section below. There's going to be no commentator's curse with this video because I jinxed us in the Leeds preview, and I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I almost jinxed us for the Kidderminster Cup game as well, for that matter. I said we should win this, and we just did. So guys, as always, put your comments in the comments section below. Let me know your starting 11. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your predictions as well, for that matter. It'd be interesting to see what you guys are thinking on this. So in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend if you're watching this on Sunday evening when this goes up live on YouTube, and also for that matter, but if you're watching this during the week, I hope you have a fantastic week, start of the week. We will be doing the live, well, I won't be doing live on Tuesday, but I will be doing my post-match thoughts, or the full-time thoughts I should say, on Tuesday night for the Watford game. But in the meantime, guys, and of course we've got Leicester away on Sunday, so the preview for that will be coming up soon as well. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the channel, follow us in the social media, all links in the description below, and I'll see you very soon. All the best now. Take care.